Hey guys, Josh from soccerreviewsforyou.com, bringing you my top 5 picks of mid-2013. Now I'm going to pick out 5 different shoes that I personally enjoyed wearing throughout the first half of 2013. Now these might not necessarily be the best shoes out there on the market, but they're the 5 shoes that I enjoyed wearing the most out of all the shoes that I have tested in 2013 thus far. Again, if you guys would like more information on any of the models showcased in today's video, be sure to check out the full written reviews on my website, soccerreviewsforyou.com. You will find all of those links down below in the description. So without further ado, let's get right into it. The first shoe in my top 5 picks, and keep in mind these are in no particular order, is the Under Armour Blur Carbon 3 in kangaroo leather. The synthetic model is also really good, but for me, the feel of the kangaroo leather on this shoe in combination with all the brand new tech that Under Armour has implemented in the Blur Carbon series, I have to say that I really enjoyed wearing this shoe. The kangaroo leather is ultra soft, has a really nice thin feel about it. I love the fold over kind of no tongue design. You got this carbon fiber lateral wing that makes for tons of stability and makes for a shoe that feels incredibly responsive. Very low cut in the heel, very good well cushioned 4D foam and micro G insole, and then of course you have this stud pattern with the P-backs and carbon fiber combination sole plate that overall just makes for what is advertised as the ultimate direction changing machine. Definitely one of the best releases of 2013 that most people will not wear. The next shoe in my top 5 really shouldn't surprise too many people because it is currently the hottest shoe out there on the market, and that is the Nike Hypervenom Phantom. This is the shoe that recently replaced the Nike T90 series, and a lot of people were kind of frustrated with that, including myself, but I have to say after wearing the Hypervenom Phantom, I have to say that while it is completely different from the T90 series in terms of feel, it really is that good of a soccer shoe and probably one of the best models that Nike is currently putting out at a high-end level. Features Nike's brand new Nike Skin synthetic material that really does provide a sock-like fit and feel, and for synthetic material it has a really nice fit and even has that ability to stretch, which is somewhat unusual. Has that low cut in the heel. Of course, you got your perforated foam insole, and for the most part, as far as lightweight soccer shoes go that are around the 7-ounce mark, this is definitely going to be one of the more comfortable options out there. You do have the glass nylon sole plate with the P-backs overlay as well, making for a very rigid yet responsive feel, and I like the Mercurial-esque stud pattern. It really does perform well with these low-profile conical studs. The next shoe on this list might surprise a few people because it is the Adidas Predator LZ2 SL. Now, I've spoken before about myself and my preferences regarding soccer shoes when it comes to touch, and I've said before that I'm not a huge fan of having a lot of extra grip on the ball, which is why this is probably a surprising pick for those of you that have been following me for a little while. But I have to say that the Predator LZ2, they really did modify the Predator elements in a way that they have that little bit of extra grip, but at the same time they don't necessarily feel all that clingy. And every time I wear this shoe for the first time in a month or so, I find myself kind of having that adjustment period where it feels a little bit too grippy on the ball. But once I've gotten used to the shoe and I go back to using something without all of that extra grip, I find myself missing it. And for that reason, I have to say that this is a shoe that has really grown on me. I love the Predator elements. I love the thin Sprint Skin synthetic upper. It's very soft and provides a more responsive feel than what you're going to get from the standard Predator LZ2. And then to top it all off, it has that same quality fit, but is a little bit lighter with the Adizero Sprint frame construction that also includes an external plastic heel counter and of course that classic Adizero stud pattern. So for the most part, this is definitely one of those shoes that you're not going to see too many pros wearing just because the SL models are generally not something Adidas pushes on the professional players, but as a kind of consumer product where it's kind of a specialty item, and it does cost $30 more than the standard Predator LZ2. If you are looking for something with the Predator LZ2 feel, but perhaps in a slightly more lightweight package, this is definitely something to take a look at. The fourth shoe on my top 5 list is the Nike Premier. Now this is a shoe that really got me excited, mainly because I'm a huge fan of kangaroo leather, kind of more traditionally styled simple soccer shoes, and the Nike Premier was basically put out by Nike to compete with the Adidas Copa Mundial, and is actually available for less than the Copa, somewhere around the $100 mark, and in terms of value for your dollar, the Nike Premier is probably one of the best options currently out there, not to mention that it's actually a very good shoe as well. So like I said, you have that soft kangaroo leather upper. It has a nice thin feel about it, and basically what's different about the Nike Premier versus the Copa is that it has that classic feel, but without the bulk of an older style soccer shoe. It's been trimmed down and feels more like a modern boot with that classic styling and the classic feel about it, which to me is really, really important, and why this is going to appeal to so many more people than the Copa Mundial. You have that central lacing system, as you guys can see, a full suede heel and ankle collar liner, internal plastic heel counter, a very flexible TPU outsole, and of course a classic conical stud pattern. And the studs themselves aren't overly aggressive either, so if you are playing on harder natural grass playing surfaces, this is definitely something to consider. If you have been looking into getting a pair of kangaroo leather soccer shoes or just natural leather soccer shoes in general, and you are on a bit of a budget, I wouldn't say that there's any better option out there than the Nike Premier. To round off my top 5 list, I have the Mizuno Wave Ignitus 3. And I'm really glad Mizuno went for something with a little bit more of a low profile design with the Wave Ignitus 3. It's less bulky than any of the previous models. They've redesigned the main striking element. Of course, the Mukaiten panel is still there, and it is still relatively effective. But for the most part, this shoe really reminded me of the T90 Laser 4, which is a shoe that, while I'm very happy with the Nike Hypervenom Phantom, as you guys can tell by this video, I still wish Nike had a T90 Laser-esque shoe in their lineup, and this is really what fills that void for me. It does have that striking element. It features a synthetic upper as opposed to kangaroo leather like all past Wave Ignitus models, but the synthetic itself still feels very, very good, and it gives the shoe a slightly more lightweight feel. You have that very large external plastic heel counter, which I really like the feel of, and then the new redesigned stud pattern with the all blades is very, very unique and well suited for most natural grass playing surfaces, especially if you are playing on slightly harder ground, just because you have a lot of surface area covered, especially in the forefoot, making for a very solid and very stable feel, not only when running, but also when striking the ball. Alright guys, that's it for my top 5 picks for mid-2013. If you guys did enjoy today's video, be sure to support it with a like. If you have any questions or even any picks of your own for mid-2013, feel free to leave a comment down below. Other than that, guys, subscribe if you haven't already for daily videos on all the latest soccer gear. You can find all of my social media information down below in the description. Other than that, guys, again, hope you enjoyed today's video, and as always, thanks for watching.